Anyway, I think it timed out. I'm going back to the camera, but now 12:46 p.m. It's a minute and a half fast. Pretty much in the same location. I know I've seen it in the relatively recent past, but anyway, right now is not a time for me to look for it. But it's supposed to have a white pipe sticking up like a foot, and then there's supposed to be a metal marker pin put by the surveyors. Surely that is normal, but I've seen so many abnormalities. Anyway, I'm about to leave from here. Right over there is the house I live on, over there, State Highway. 26th day, November 2021. Getting relatively close to 1 p.m. I don't want to walk all over this. Oh, if I had the equipment and stuff, I would burn it off, especially if I had permission. But it's too much. I'm not in the mood. Oh, no. And it's kind of windy. I'm not in the mood for that in any way, shape, or form. Even if unless I could just light it and let it go, and that'd be all there is to it. Let's see if I can find. It'd be either on one of these sides. There's where I grew up. But shoot, I grew up in multiple places here. Let's see. It's either, I can't remember which side it is supposed to be on. It's been a while since at times like this is kind of when I wish I had a metal detector. And I'm in shorts, I'm feeling some briars here and there. Huh. Well, I guess I'm not going to easily find that, but it could be up a little higher than I thought maybe. I don't want a video going all the way over there. But if I could find one, that kind of has a look, or maybe that's when burning took place. But if I could find one, I was wanting, either the southwest. Let me think. With the corner I was just at would have been southeast. And then I could straight line to the north. No. I say it backwards. I gotta think. Southwest corner. Over there would be northwest corner. Over here's the northeast corner. So I'm saying if I found the northeast corner, and I should be able to find that one, I could semi-straight line it with a tree or something without running string and find that pin or where that pin should be. That's why I was first looking for that one, the closest one. Driveway that's been there for a lot of years. My mother passed away over there. Been quiet. I don't know if it's holiday shut down or what. This is where that storage building burned down. And I think the wind's blown it. It's such light metal. I was excited at having it moved over here, but I learned the deal. I learned from it. If a storage building burns down that easy, it's not the style or the type that I want. If you know what I'm saying. Just talking out loud to myself whether I upload this or not, and I very well will. I did a long video prior to this. Anthills. In the prior commentary, I read in the past month or so such thing as a Japanese beetle, but from in literature, Arkansas literature, from the 80s, late 80s. And I don't know if it mentioned that there was cases in Pulaski County, Arkansas, or what. But it only mentioned it in regard to pine trees, not hardwoods. But I didn't do a lot of reading on the matter. I'm going to just glance real quick here, see if I find that corner marker here. A little bit later, I might go to a different corner marker for something else. If that's not there, I'll definitely know something's not right. People have referenced surveying, and I've learned that some people that have never even been formally trained know how to read property descriptions to some extent, and people that have had, or I think one of the processes for a person to get their commercial license is to, I'm almost certain, is to know how to read property descriptions to be a commercial contractor. And like I remember reading a book in my mid-upper teen years, Dr. Phil, like before he got his PhD or before or after he completed his master's degree, I think him and a college buddy, they got their contractor's license. And I don't remember what kind of work they did, but they contracted people out and made money. And they were doing that either, I can't remember, not long before they got their master's degree or at some point in between having a master's degree and a PhD. Huh. I don't know where I'm looking at. I know I've seen one or two of them over a span of time. I'd be up doing whatever I'm doing, and sometimes just going through places or cutting through and see the marker sticking up for the steel pin of a boundary line marker of a formal survey. But if I'm not going to easily and quickly find that, which I could easily walk within a so many foot radius of it and not see it. But as we get more into winter, it'll be more of a time to look. I remember it being on this side of the historical road. I mean, this is a high hill. Before I planted those pine trees, I'm up here like 15 and a half years old. My grandfather wanting round bales of hay rolled down this hill. I mean, it's a pretty steep hill, pretty high up. And farther that way. I mean, it's like to, go down it with that used to be all this field, when cows were here. So, I mean, lots of changes. I don't know, I almost feel like I should walk that way. I guess I'm not going to find my marker in this location, or locations, plural. In the longer video that'll probably never get uploaded, I did some looking through here. Brown dog, aka tomato. A lot of times when I'm going in certain places that he's comfortable with, he just follows and lays down, or I know he's there in the distance. Huh. It's not this low. But I think I'm going to walk back to the house that way. See if I see something that perplexes me, or I'm not used to seeing. Already seeing trash that I'm not accustomed to. And before I show anything on the camera, I'm gonna look at it. I guess my dogs brought it. So far, it looks like stuff that would have come from my house. But why it's down here in this particular location, I do not know. And why would my dogs go that far? I've been through here and I've not seen this, but even the brand of stuff, it looks like. But yeah, I set out these, a lot of them in the snow. Winter, the late winter 2008, before it got to spring of 2008. And in the previous summers, when I used a particular attorney from out of Arkansas, the female attorney that did the addendum to the hill I just left, to this parcel that's 10, 12 acres, that's surrounded by the leased premises. And there was another leased premises that had basically been such since like a certain time in 1990. And it's like less than 5 acres, 4.74 acres more or less. But for me, from especially after my mother passed, to on and off this year, 2020, it's like when I go to look at or examine certain things, sometimes it's like unanswered questions, you know, or something's not right. I didn't want to do this much walking, because to give an idea of where I'm at. Where I recently cut down the hackberry, and then a week or two before that, I said wrongfully, I said it was a cherry, I said it was a dead cherry. I cut down the hackberry tree there. A month or so before that, that hackberry had a storm limb come off of it. Right in here's where I got my chainsaw stuck. But that's where I cut down the sweet gum that was dying. And it was almost dangerous. Dead limbs wanted to fall out on the top of it. I couldn't look where I was cutting versus up at the top of the tree because they wanted to backfall like in my direction. That was put up by the Mr. Jim Hardy, a neighbor that lived by the Red Over Yonder barn back when he ran cattle after my grandfather no longer did. And he continued to run cattle. I mean, even after my grandfather passed away. Now, if I see tracks, now if anything's missing, now this is my summer trail to the river, but old plow and all that still needs to be where it's at. Mr. Jim Hardy's actually the one that moved the stuff back here. Massey Ferguson plow, wherever that is over there, is a... I don't remember being the one to put that there like that. John Deere. I can't say I really remember my grandfather using this a whole lot. The person that's been getting the hay for the past, 10 years, were the main guy. He passed away a few hay seasons ago. Show it a little bit. I'm not for sure what kind of tree that is. I almost have to have leaves. Okay, almost 1 p.m. on the dot. this stuff's dying, and I don't like it, and I don't like the wild magnolias to go. I've been a tree fan or just a wildlife person much of my life, and developed more into it as I aged. I've been expecting that tree to fall for a number of years now. We've had a little bit of rain recently. Beaver did that. This is a wet weather stream, but where it comes from, it seeps out of the ground or stays moist all the year round. I guess seeps, I don't know where all. Hydrogeologist has been out to look at various things. They had me show every wet place years ago, and more than once, even after the hydrogeologist was done. I set these pine trees out the same winter of 2008 as it branched into spring of 2008. And I may not find, okay, here's historically the road. Jasmine dog is sniffing. Okay, there's actually like metal rebar on this marker, and I'm wondering how easily, and that blends in, it's like camouflaged into the background or the ground. I am wanting to see if I can find that marker. There it is. I found it sticking up. That's what they should have done over there, but they probably didn't have the rebar. I can't remember if they originally done it or the contractors done it. Let's see. It better be. It should be here. It should be right. Oh no, it's loose. I have to compare it or cross-reference it. I don't know what it said before. Just pulls off. That should be the original. I always thought it was metal. It is. I don't know if that's the same numbers. But I'm on the north side of the state highway. Whether that matters. I don't remember what this all said before. Now at this point in time, I won't be surprised if that's different than what I've originally was here. You know, seeing the trash where I just come through and that. I don't know if I get to upload the long video before this. I didn't know that would come off that easy. The date is, no, the 10/20/2005. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was surveyed off then, but we didn't do closing until September 2006. But yeah, but this is not the pins I was looking for the 2007 addendum for this tract of land. That's 10-12 acres. But see, okay, whether or not that's been changed or the correct one, this would be the north boundary of the non-lease premises, 10 acre. So going a straight line south that way towards the highway would be the other corner boundary, and then the other one is there. It goes up to there, so many feet on this side of the commercial factory of CG Roxanne LLC for Norman, Arkansas, and because I ran, whatever year it was, is before my pine trees got so tall, I ran over 1,000 foot of string, like mason line. I ran it through here and to get a straight line to something. What was I doing exactly at that time? Why was I even concerned about that? What year did I do that in? I don't know, it was already after the addendum was in place. for the 2 residential locations. You know, so there's one, I shouldn't even say it, but it's all out there anyway. On the northwest end corner of the property, far northwest corner, across the river, is over 2 acres for a building site, just like the hill I was on, that's 1.2 something acres. But one's on leased premises and one's not. And then down that way, on the other side of the barn, just a straight line through there, however far it is from here, is a spring building that's been built since, like, it's built year 1990. So I was like 8 years old, 9, let me do the math, or not. I guess that's 7. Yeah, 7. Might have been 7.5, who knows, but so anyway, historic, so that the runoff is coming through the non-leased premises. And that's why the agreement, that's why I got so restricted on property rights. Or that was the reason they said, was because to protect basically a spring, but then the ground lease basically says the definition or term spring shall collectively mean basically any and all springs, for me to paraphrase it. And the so-called a domestic well for I can't remember what uses. I think for just like toiletries, bathroom. I don't even know if they're using it for their equipment. I don't know. I'd have to do some research or reading. Maybe that's why somebody said, Scotty, they're still in your water. Maybe no. They told me years ago that their plumbing is piped, which is over a mile from the place of factory to the neighbor's property, northwest of me, behind his house. I've never been to it to this day. Anyway, that's where the 2-phase electricity runs. It's to the spring source. And only 3-phase electricity runs to the factory. Because all power poles, again, going back till after we closed in like September, we closed near the end of September 2006, 25th day, and thereafter is when Energy started changing out their power poles. Anyway, I'm back where I originated. And like I say, as dry as it's been, I don't understand why these holes are here. I guess I need to go shut off my water hose. I left it running. I hear my well. I guess I can record that. It's Energy's meter. They just got changed not too long ago. So it's not sounding right. Let's go see if water's coming out. Not much smoke coming out of my stovepipe. Let's go see if water's still coming out. If not, I must have turned it off real quick. I think the tank, I had sediment happen after that snow. We had like over a foot of snow February, March earlier this year, and it got pretty cold. It got below freezing more than once after the snow, during the snow. I wanted to let this run a little bit in various places. Like I say, ants, and it's been a dry season. Moderate drought-like or whatever. Buzzards-tory. Anyway, I'm about to go turn that off for now and deal with this later. So where I left that. I don't remember it laying like that. No, I don't. Maybe the shovel, but not the Let me move that little tip. Should ring. Should hear a ring in the background. And I'm gonna be done. Yep. Okay. And we're right below 60 degrees on both. This morning we were what, below 30 degrees, wherever it was at. All right. And this is the week, you know, wherever that was a couple days ago, a deer hog, a hog of a skull, hog skull out in the yard, found it without the dogs even chewing on it at that point in time. And then, Monday of this week, two deer legs out there, skinned. That's not ever been mine. See, I don't know, it's been here for however long. See if I can check something.